Hello world, it's Barbie Lee. It is Shake Talk time. Look at me, I got crazy lighting tonight. See that? Ooh, dark. Ooh, light. Ooh, dark. Ooh, light. I'm thinking, look at the shadowing. Yeah, my ring light broke, and I am like 26 days from moving, and I am not getting a new ring light just yet. I'll get one when I move. So in the meantime, I'm going to be a little shadowed for those of you that are catching me live and not listening to, this in the dark. Hello world, it's Barbie Lee. It is. Let's try that again. Ooh, take two. Hello world, it's Barbie Lee. It's Shake Talk time. When you're jumping in, please post hi below. I like to know. I get lots of views on my Shake Talks, but not a lot of people say hi to me. So I'm going to challenge you when you hear this, say hi Barbie Lee. Say hi. So tonight's conversation is going to be about what does it really mean to you? All right. So if you've been following me, you know that I am a 56-year-old woman, and I am head on into postmenopause and not having any fun in the process. Okay. Working on things that are, finally coming together. I started on the Harmonia back in the February, March-ish kind of time, the Harmonia for Isogenics, and that started to, it cut the edge off, but it wasn't enough for me. So I've been doing some different things. I tried a lot of herbs and remedies and, wild jam cream and all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, all the education and everything that I learned, I am going for bioidentical hormones. And I'm super excited about this. And they should come in this week, and I should be able to start them. And then hopefully Dwayne will get his wife back, because it's been very difficult to be Barbie Lee when a lot of crap is hitting the fan, literally, right? I feel like I'm talking up to you. Like, what is this? Like, let me go down like this. Is that better? I know the lighting isn't as great, but anyways, it's going to have to. So I have not felt like Barbie Lee for a long time. It comes and it goes, right? If I'm waking up, I have such anxiety in the morning. I don't get anxiety, but I've been getting such anxiety. The hot flashes, they've diminished, but they're still there. The night sweats, the restless sleep, the irritability. I'm working really hard on that, but I have to be so conscious of that all the time. And then I snap, and Dwayne looks at me, and I have to, I apologize and whatever. And it's just, there's just so much that goes on in my body. And I'm doing my best, right? I'm trying. But it's so interesting when I talk to people about, and women specifically, about the reading that I've done and the research that I've done, and how many women are still afraid of estrogen, right? There was a study done, and it was the World Health Initiative, and it was poorly done. I'm not going to go into it other than the fact that it was a poorly done study. It was a lot of women. The results that they assumed from this study was that it was bad. It's not. There, when you re-look at the study, you will see that the majority of the women, like something like 87%, were 10 years past menopause, were already obese or overweight and already on medications for heart disease and other problems in their body. And so really, the study was done on 13 women, or 13% of the women who were actually within 10 years of having had their period, and nothing was wrong with them, right? It was all these older women that had already had other issues. And, they don't take healthy women and put them in studies. They take old sick ones, right? That's how they did this study. So I highly recommend the book Estrogen Matters for any woman, basically starting at the age of 30 to, forever, right? Women should know what estrogen does in their body, because here's the thing. There is a direct correlation to low estrogen, which is what happens as soon as we, our ovaries dry up. It was so cute. I went to the gynecologist the other day. She's like, I can't find your left ovary. I'm like, yay, it's just done its job. We're good. We're done. She's like, not sad? And I was like, no. I said, it did its job a number of years ago. I'm good to go now, right? So now there's no estrogen. So there's things going on in a woman's body, in my body. The brain fog, that comes from low estrogen. Did you know that there's a study right now, this is where I was getting, see, brain fog, direct correlation to women, dementia, and low estrogen. Did you know that? Women, dementia, and low estrogen. Do you know why more women get dementia than men? They have low estrogen. Men never had the amount of estrogen that women had. So men don't feel the effect because their estrogen, their testosterone, they all have, we both have all these hormones. They both drop. But men never had the amount that we had to drop so intensely in just a couple of years. Our brain cannot figure it out, right? It doesn't have the brain capacity to figure it out. No, it just changes. And for years, right, if you go back, even 50, 60 years, women in this time of their life were given hysterectomies because they were hysterical, right? So the challenge that comes up is women today are so uneducated, so misinformed. They were told something specifically about this study, and they said, I talked to a lady like 3 days ago, and she's like, no, I didn't have any, issues. Maybe a little dry vagina. Yeah, I said the V word, get over it. She was maybe a little dry to vagina, and, so we just use lube, and, that's fine. I was like, but your vagina isn't only dry during sex, sunshine. She's like, I never thought of that. I'm like, go. And like every woman, and so often women, we don't go and get, and I'm not saying go and get an annual pap or an annual mammogram. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not saying that. But if you haven't had a pap done for a while, especially if you are perimenopausal or postmenopausal, specifically postmenopausal, you need, I don't care if you're not having sex. It's not about having sex. Everything, ladies, this is about your quality of life. It is not about sex. It is about your quality of life, okay? So many things around estrogen and menopause and all women's health is really about the man, making him happy, feel better, whatever it is. I'm not going to get into that right now, but boy, could you and I have a conversation. It's called pink lighting, when us women let men know exactly what they didn't know forever, right? Because we didn't know, and we just let the medical society, and I'm going to say it's the medical industry, gaslight us. So it's anyways, it's a whole other thing. But this is your quality of life, right? Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. This is about your quality of life, ladies. This is not about toughing it out. This is not about you feeling that you're getting old. This is, okay, so imagine if your body stopped, producing, insulin. Let's say you were type 1 diabetic, not type 2 that you got because you're lazy and you don't have a good diet, but type 1 diabetes where your body just doesn't produce it. I'm sorry, do you feel bad because you're taking insulin? Do you feel, oh my gosh, I'm so broken, I need to insulin? No, you freaking take insulin to save your life, right? This is how I'm looking at estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and depending on what your symptoms are, you might need all three. You might need more than one or the other. This is about your quality of life, ladies. This is not about pleasure during sex, although that's a good one, right? That's a very important one. But this is about your quality of life. And I don't care how old you are, if you're in your 50s or 60s or 70s, you need to talk to your doctor about estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. They're like, oh, you might put you breast cancer. No, tell them to reread the freaking study. Bring in the study. Follow Dr. Mary Claire. She has another name. Dr. Mary Claire. If you start typing her name, she'll pop up because she's like all over the freaking social media. Her and Dr. Vonda and I think her name is Liliana. Find me on Instagram and I'll show you who they are. Well, I share their videos all the time. Scroll my Facebook. It'll be on there in my Instagram. But these women, they just spoke at the FDA summit or whatever's going on in the FDA about Women need to stop being afraid of estrogen. You need to take that black box label, that warning label off of vaginal estrogen. Oh my God, vaginal estrogen, ladies. You don't know how important it is, and it's not about sex. Although it helps because it stops you having dry vagina, but it's all about keeping the inside of you functioning properly, so there's no atrophy, so there's no it starts with a P, can't think of the word, prolapse, right? Keeping your body healthy. I don't care how old you are, and I don't care if you're not having sex. Vagina isn't about sex. Vagina is about women's health. Look how many times I said the V word. I wonder if this is going to get flagged. I'm not bleeping it out because it's just a part of the body. I talk to women and men, but a lot of women, about their quality of life. What does it really mean to them, right? You know I do Isogenics. You know I love the products of Isogenics, and you know I love the business of Isogenics. I can't imagine an easier way, simpler way, whatever you want to call it, to kind of assure your quality of life physically and financially, right? Like Isogenics kind of, there's so many other things I have to do. Don't think it's a be all and end all. You know, there's other things that have to go on in my life. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to use Isogenics and it's going to, you know, make me beautiful. And, well, you know, collagen makes you feel good. But there's other things that the body needs as well. But Isogenics is this really great start. Get that base, right? That, you know when you're playing Lego? And you use that green plate to hold everything together so it doesn't crumble. To me, that's Isogenics. It's the green plate, you know, that thing, you know, that you build your house on in Lego. Because when I eat and drink the shakes and the cleanse or the ionics, or I have the vitamins, whatever it is, I know I'm feeding my body at a cellular level to give my body that green plate, that balance. Then I might need other things. Right now, I'm postmenopausal. I need other things. Right? I'm eating the Harmonia, so it's really tamed. It's tamed me. So, but I need more than that. My body requires more than that. And I'm shouting this from the freaking rooftops. Your quality of life matters. You don't tough it out. Do you know depression and sadness and anxiety are due to low estrogen and progesterone in the body? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Do you know that more suicide happens to women in their early 50s than any other time, like other than like, well, their childhood, like their that teen, that whatever those, I can't remember the numbers, but it's like it is the highest rate. Divorce happens. Women are married 20, 30 years and they get divorced in their 50s. Why? Because they're tired of his shit. They're not tired of his shit. They're tired of their shit and having to deal with his shit at the same time. And they figure getting rid of him changes everything. And it doesn't. Because you're still dealing with you and whatever's going on in your body. Ladies, you have to take care of yourself. You have to figure out what's going on. There's basic blood tests you can get, right? Just check your estrogen, your progesterone, right? Get your thyroid checked, right? Here in Mexico, there's it's called the like the female panel, you know, and you go, it's like, I don't know, 2,500 pesos, 100 bucks, $150, and you go and get it done, right? Then you take it to a gynecologist who says, oh, you have very low in estrogen and progesterone and testosterone, and she will tell you, you probably have low sex drive. You probably are weight gaining. You are probably not sleeping. Your hot flashes, your irritability. And I'm like, yes, all of the above, right? So I'm on my path for bioidenticals. But if you haven't had your estrogen levels checked, go and get them. And not just estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Okay, those are three. You get your TH, your TSH, your T3, your T4, free and total. You need a full workup, because then your doctor can say, oh yeah, look at all of these things together equal this. Because typically when women who are in their perimenopause, it starts in perimenopause because your irregular periods start because you have low estrogen and you're not secreting these eggs, so you have irregular periods, right? That is low estrogen. As soon as that happens, your estrogen is declining, which means you don't have to suffer like some of us have for a couple years trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in our bodies. Because I'm telling you, there's information out there now, right? Your quality of life matters. Frozen shoulder, sign of low estrogen. Acne, I got a pimple, man. Haven't had a pimple, I don't know, freaking low estrogen. So much. Women's bodies have survived, like for me, let's say, 40 years on intense amounts of estrogen. And all of a sudden, bang, I hit a wall and I have none. I have no testosterone, my progesterone. It's so funny. I did an AO scan with a friend, and he's like, oh, your conception, what was it called? The conception channel? He goes, I wonder what that is. I'm like, I'm in menopause, dude. No more conception for me. And he's like, that's probably right. We looked it up. That's exactly what it was. It was quite funny. But he'd never seen it before, obviously. I never paid attention. I don't know. Anyhow, ladies, your quality of life matters. If you have a doctor that isn't listening to you, if you think that you're toughing it out, stop it. No one got ahead. Oh my God. Okay, wait, I didn't talk about this. I totally remembered about this. Do you know that women who break a hip are 38%, I believe, more likely to die within a year because of that fracture, because of the infection in the fracture? Seriously, I'm not making this up. Weighted vests, jumping, good bone health, that's a big part of it. But so is estrogen and progesterone and testosterone. Yes, it does. It matters. Estrogen matters in your body. Your quality of life matters. Don't let people tell you, oh, it's just a sign of getting old. Well, guess what? We get the blessing to get old, but I'm not suffering through it. There's no freaking way. I didn't suffer through my 20s or my 30s or my 40s. Sure as not starting my 50s and 60s and 70s and just waiting to die until my body just shrivels up. No, thank you. Your quality of life matters. If you want to talk to me, I'm not a doctor. I'm nobody special. I'm just somebody who went through hell. In the last couple of years. Pure hell. And with every new symptom that happened, and I go see my doctor, oh, you need a dermatologist. Oh, you need this, whatever. Think they could have told me it was menopause and all of these, because they don't know. I had to know. I had to tell them. Advocate for yourself, ladies. Cheers. Your quality of life matters.